Hey everyone, my name is Geeky Panda, your tactical junior weeb who likes to play games. I'm also one of the squad partners out there. Now, Squad has came a long way. I believe it came out in 2015 and originally was a mod for Battlefield 2 called Project Reality, which that's where I first started playing. And with it, we've got a lot of maps, but some maps came and some maps went. So I figured why not make a map tier list on tier maker. So that's what I did. So Squad's version 8.0 maps tier list maker. The tier list is from S rank, the highest god tier rank there is, all the way down to F, where I fucking hate it and I really do not want to play on it. I will most likely jump ship to a different server than play on it unless, you know, something has got to happen. So as such, let's begin. First and foremost, Gordok, and I want to say A tier. Great solid map. It's been in Squad for a while. And you gotta, you know, I'm gonna be a little biased here because I love playing armor, but I also love the infantry combat. Like, you got the middle shenanigans going on that hilltop, you got the radio right across. Sometimes it goes, you know, it goes over to Dairy Farm or Hill 57, which can be a lot of shenanigans, or it goes to Industrial, which I remember very fond memories of getting artillery the shit out of in vanilla. So Gordok is a solid A tier map out there. Next up is gonna be our first S tier map is Yeeho Rivka, or everyone likes to call it Yeeho. This map has been with Squad for a while, and actually there was an earlier version of this where on the north end where that highway bridge, it used to be there, but with the now current version it got blown the fuck up. So, but I remember camping on there. But I welcome this map. If I see it, I will welcome it with open arms, except maybe territory control or destruction, because, you know, who plays those game modes? I'm sorry, but no, I believe this is one of Squad's best maps out there. And again, these are my opinions. You know, you guys can. I'm gonna post the link down in the description box so you guys can also make your own tier list with the Squad maps. Next up is going to be Anvil, which was introduced when the Aussie faction or the Australian faction finally came to Squad officially, because it used to be a mod. And it's kind of like for me, it's kind of like a take it or leave it. I won't go out of my way to vote for it, but I don't mind playing on it. So I think C tier is a good tier. You got that whole riverbed area, which is basically a get fucked zone. And then you also got the mountainous tops in north and south, which where armor likes to fight a lot, or you got a lot of tow or conquer positions set up to kind of snipe each other. Or try to, because of the recent update, people got to get used to the ATGM rework. I think C tier is a good thing for that. Next up is Balea, and I want to say, if I were to put it up to a vote, because I'm gonna have to compare, I'm gonna have to look at it this way, like, am I willing to play it more than the tier below it? And I'm thinking to myself, Balea is gonna be our first B tier. Again, fond memories, especially people like the fucking super fob, the train tunnel area, and you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about, especially if it's Invasion. It was on there, like, yeah, we're super fobbing that bitch. So, but I do like playing on that map, and it is a lot of fun. Armor, you always get a little freaked out because there's so many areas to get a ambush, and infantry you could definitely flank a lot. But that middle area with that village, just, yeah, especially with the Grad 21 there, yeah. Next up is Black Coast, and I'm thinking to myself here, like, honestly, solid map. I do enjoy it a lot, and when it first came out, I was like, hell yeah, this is an awesome map. And I was like, you know, I was recording it and being showcasing it for my videos, but honestly, I think this is gonna be another A tier map for me. You know, like, I do love the fact we're amphibious and, like, we don't need to take the fucking bridge if they're mine. We can just cross the river if we're amphibious vehicles. So classic A tier. Next up is, I believe it is Korra. Yeah, I want to say Korra, and honestly, I think it's one of those maps I can take it or leave it. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't vote for it, you know? But I don't mind playing on it because it does have vehicles and stuff like that. Again, kind of biased because I do love playing with vehicles. And honestly, but at the same time, I don't think it's a bad map. I'm thinking an easy C tier for me. Next up is Fallujah, and this, when it first came out, it was an optimization hellhole. It's still... It's gotten a lot better. Don't get me fucking wrong. I will give credit where credit is due for OWI, but you can still feel the optimization. Be like, you hope you like your frames, because you're not gonna get them as much. Honestly, this is a lot of urban combat, a lot of shenanigans, and it is also one of the maps that was in if I can speak English here, in Project Reality as well. And I always love it. I do love the fact that OWI remembers its roots in releasing some maps that are from Project Reality. So honestly, easy A tier for me. Easy A tier. Next up, I do believe this is, we're going a little bit, we're gonna be a fool here, and we're gonna go with a Fool's Road. Now, Another, I believe this was, yeah, this has been here for a while. This has been here for a while, and honestly, it's not bad. Not a bad map. I'd like to play it more than Korra and Anvil, so I'm gonna put it to B tier. But you know what? Not bad. Not. I don't know. I don't have much to say. Okay, like it's not a bad map. Next up, we're going to Canada here. We're going to go with Goose Bay, and honestly, Baron and Gunslinger made a fantastic fucking map. I really enjoyed this fucking map, and I'm not saying it because there's an Easter egg that we like to call the streamer shack or the streamer shed, which includes myself always and all the other squad partners out there. But I do love the map. It's large. You got a great vehicle combat, great infantry combat. You know what? I'm going to go with S tier. Thank you, Canada. Next up is going to be Harju. Now, this used to be a mod, actually. We tried to do it during one of the events I was hosting on the 56 server, but we realized the optimization was piss poor, to say the least. It became an official map. They fixed it up a bit, and honestly, I really do enjoy it. And I do love the fact that you can try to sneak around in the water with like boats or the amphibious vehicles. And then the city, like if you're like militia and one of your points is in the city, you actually have a fighting chance against like for like the US Army or some shit like that, because you can just lay out traps, ambushes, all that dandy stuff. You know what, Harju, you are gonna be an easy A tier for me. Next up is Kamdesh. Fuck. I'm not gonna fucking lie. I don't like this map. I don't like this map at all. Like, I played a good amount of this, you know, back in the day, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So let's keep it at that. If I'm really thinking about it, I'm gonna say D tier. This is not something I like to play on, and I think, and I've noticed, like if there are map votes, not a lot of people like to play on it. All right, next up is going to be Kohat. Fuck, Kohat Toy or Kohat is, again, we've been playing on it for a while, and I think the map could use a little rework, a little loving, like a facelift, because I'm honestly not a fan of this map. I'm not a fan of the map, to be honest. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not really a huge fan of this. So I'm gonna put it in the D tier as well. You know, it's just not me. All right, next up on the list is gonna be Kokon. I believe another Project Reality map, but honestly, I do enjoy playing on this map quite a bit, and I do love the amount of vehicles that you do get usually. And I was just actually playing in one of the Potato Field server for Global Escalation. We were having a lot of fun. We were able to hold a point with just 2 squads and a handful of vehicles to help us out. Everyone else was like super floppy, but we were there right in the front. You know what? B tier, right here. That's where you go, Kokon. Next up, I do believe Lashkar Valley, and this is going to be my first F tier. I absolutely fucking hate Lashkar Valley. I don't mind some mountainous maps like, you know, Fool's Road. Don't mind it at all. I don't mind it. But Lashkar Valley is a fuck no. I will actively try to avoid it as much as I can, to be honest. So, honestly, it's not my thing. Next up, Logar Valley. Oh, fuck it. I mean, this map has been in this game for a while too, but it's a good seeding map. But that's it. It actually got voted. And I don't know how the fuck it got voted. And we all had a bad time. It was like one of those things. It's like we then realized why we hate going here. So I'm gonna put it at the F tier. I'm putting it. I will rather play Kohat than this shit. Next up, Manicouagan. So we're going back to Canada, specifically Quebec, Tabarnak. Honestly, a great map overall. I don't want to say it's S tier because I prefer Goose Bay over Manicouagan, but Manicouagan does have some good goodness into it that I can get down with it. So I'm going with a easy A. Next up is Mestia. Mestia? Is that how I'm saying it? You know, this was also from Project Reality. Like, again, I love OWI going back to their roots here, and I wish they bring back more maps from Project Reality as well. But Mestia, we played it a lot back then, but it doesn't get played a lot now. And honestly, I think the last time I played it was like 2 years ago, and it's kind of like one of those things. It's kind of like, if it goes through a facelift, I wouldn't mind playing it again, but it's something that I really don't like. So if I'm gonna think to myself here, yeah, I'm gonna put it in B tier. So I'll try to. It's kind of something like I kind of want to avoid. It's more infantry combat. You know, you do get some vehicles in there, but yeah, it's a D tier. The map that keeps getting voted in like no fucking tomorrow, Mutaha. Everyone wants to play on fucking Mutaha, and honestly, I mean, it's a fun map. I do like it because you have this 3 areas of a city, and then all around the outside where vehicles could have fun. Personally, I think A tier. It's close. I think A tier. No, I had to think about it there for a quick second because I'm like thinking to myself here. But all right, next up is Narva, and it has been in squad for a while. And honestly, I really do like the map. I really do like it, and it's kind of like I'm kind of stuck between, is it S tier for me or A tier? Because I'm thinking to myself, if I see these maps versus it's so hard. But I do like and enjoy the map. You got a lot of urban combat, a lot of vehicles can go in there, but they can get easily fucked over by ambushes or mines and shit like that. But I do enjoy the map, and when they introduce helicopters, so we're like, holy shit, you know. Or the flooded map that rarely ever gets played on. I played on it like once or twice, and yeah, there's a flooded variant of this map. So you know, I'm thinking A tier for that, and no, I'm thinking A tier for that. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking I'm gonna put Gordok in S tier because I'm thinking to myself, okay, what are maps that I'll always vote for? And I'm like, okay, yeah, Gordok is one of them. Yeah, we're upgrading. We're gonna give S tier some love. All right, next up is the Sanshin Islands. I do enjoy this map quite a bit actually, and you know, especially with the amphibious update, you know, I do enjoy it a lot. I wish more servers or more people would vote for it because, again, compared to like, you know, Gorodok or Yiho or Goose Bay, you know, Shanshin is always kind of like on the sidelines unless it's, you know, every other map has, you know, a bad game mode like ass or, you know, territory control. I don't like territory control. I really don't. I do like it. I do like this map quite a bit because it's different. It's you know, all these maps, again, it's either in like somewhere in Eastern Europe or in places like Afghanistan, you know, and I do like it's how unique it is. I want to put it in S tier, but I'm going to put it in A tier because, again, it doesn't get played a lot, and I haven't really familiarized myself with it. But I do think it's up there in the top tiers, basically. Scorpo, oh boy, this is it doesn't get played too often anymore. And I remember some fun moments in there, especially in the tunnels where we try to block it and stuff too. To prevent vehicles from cutting across easily. But honestly, Scorpio, I'm gonna put it in B tier. I'm just gonna leave it right in B right there. All right, next up is going to be Al Basra, and this is a classic from the Project Reality days. And honestly, when this map comes up, it's usually 9 times out of 10 Invasion, and I consider it S tier. I consider it an S tier map. I would love it if they would revamp the map a bit, you know, to have more areas, but you know what? As is, I enjoy it a lot. So, S tier all the way right there. All right, next up, and I fucking hate this map. Samari, again, is a map that it's great for a seeding map, but if someone votes for it, I'm like, why? Why are we voting for? Why do you have this in the rotation too? And I fucking hate it. I fucking hate the map. And I know some people that enjoy it because you can get a lot of infantry combat, and the only vehicles you have to worry about is like, you know, just like a Humvee with a 50 or something like that. Like nothing big or major. So, but honestly, this is a seeding map only. I will play in the map. I will play Candash or Quad over fucking Samari. No. Last but not least is Talil Outskirts. Now, Talil is also an iconic map and very vehicle focused, especially when you get like the 6v6 tank battles, which is fucking awesome. Is it good enough to be S tier? No. I don't think it's good enough to be S tier, but it is good enough to be on the higher tiers. Do I consider this an A tier or a B tier? Honestly, actually, tell you what, I'm gonna put this in B tier. I'm gonna put Scorpo in C, and that's it. Actually, I think we've got the list right here. Yeah, no, this is a good list. Okay, so again, this is a final list of everything basically. This is personally my opinion. I know some people might agree, other people might fight me to the death with it, but no, this is my tier list for Squad's version 8.0's current maps that it has out there available to play on. And honestly, not bad at all. I just, again, I don't like these maps at all. I don't like them at all. I hate them. I fucking hate them. Like, I'll play Mastia over like Samari or some shit, or no, we're not going there. No, we got great maps up here near the top, and even then, C, C ranking, they're average, but it's like I don't mind playing on them. Like if Scorpio comes up, I don't mind it. I don't mind playing on it. I don't mind playing a Korra or Anvil. It's just these maps I will have a problem with, but that's it for today here, folks. Post down in the comment box of how do you feel about my tier list. I'm also, again, going to include the link to the tier list so you can make your own. And other than that, thank you so much for tuning in on this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget that like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And other than that, I do stream weekly on Twitch and YouTube, and feel free to join my Discord. This is Geeky Panda here. I'm out. Stay geeky, my friends.